Hey friends, it's Sean from SGT Report here with a YouTube tyranny update. But first, real quick, for those of you yesterday who hit that link below my video and did download the Brave browser, thank you so much. Hundreds upon hundreds of you did so, and I think that's why everybody who comes on my show says you are the best, most generous, most responsive audience on all of YouTube. So thank you so much for doing that, not just for me, but for yourselves. Brave, of course, is a private, secure, fast, and free browser, and unlike Google Chrome, it's not tracking and tracing everything you do. But I just wanted to point out for those of you who did download it, I bet many of you didn't actually import it and open it. What you need to do is go down to your downloads, double-click on that, and sort of import it into your computer so you can actually launch and use the browser. So for those of you who downloaded it, open it and start using it. I think you'll love it. All right, so now for the big news of the day. Now, it's one thing to demonetize channels, but it's a whole nother thing to chill speech with things like warnings and strikes. And that's what Big Brother at YouTube is doing now. They actually deleted one of my videos today. I just received this today at 3:29 p.m. Central Time. SGT Report, your content violated YouTube's community guidelines and has been removed. They write, our team reviewed your content and unfortunately we think it violates our violent or graphic content policy. We've removed the following content from YouTube, and the name of the video, guys, was Hiding the Evidence, New Zealand Gladio Style Black Op. Now, fortunately, since YouTube isn't the only game in town, I upload every single video I make to BitChute. So I went to BitChute to rewatch the video, Hiding the Evidence, New Zealand Gladio Style Black Op, looking to see what violence or graphic content I would have included, since I never do such a thing. And what I realized quickly is that video was one of my news updates, and that video covered several different topics, the first of which was the New Zealand shooting. And in that video, I merely read portions of an article from William Craddock's website, Disobedient Media. And the title of the article I read was, Evidence Indicates Link Between North Korean Embassy Break-In and Christchurch Attacks. I didn't even show a single frame of video from the shooting itself. I did show an image of the alleged shooter, but no violence, no gore, no video from the shooting, nothing. Just a review of some of the facts raised in William Craddock's article. Now, the email that I got from YouTube says, we know that you might find this disappointing, but it's important to us that YouTube is a safe place for all. If content breaks our rules, we remove it. If you think we've made a mistake, you can appeal and we'll take another look. And I most certainly think they made a mistake, and I did appeal. I can read that to you in a second. But they write how the content violated the policy. Content that contains violent or graphic footage posted in a sensational or exploitative manner is not allowed on YouTube. I didn't do that. This includes footage, audio, or imagery involving war, terrorist attack, aftermath, or other such scenarios with the intent to shock or disgust viewers. Okay, I absolutely did not do that. Please remember these are just examples and don't post content if you think it may violate this policy. So I did file an appeal. I'll read that to you. I wrote, I reviewed the video. I did not show any video at all from the shooting in New Zealand. I simply shared portions from an article about the shooting from Disobedient Media. And the other half of the video was about other news unrelated to the New Zealand shooting. No violence. Please re-review. But, of course, this is the double standard we continue to see from YouTube time and time again. Keep in mind that violent imagery in music videos by people like Childish Gambino, which depicts the mass murder of a church choir, and the overt murder where Childish Gambino shoots a man in the back of the head, that's allowed on YouTube. And not only is it allowed, it's rewarded with hundreds of millions of views and tier 1 advertising. But this is merely par for the course, because we're seeing the same exact type of double standard as it relates to this shootings from politicians, people like Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama. Hillary Clinton tweeted out after that New Zealand shooting, "My heart breaks for New Zealand and the global Muslim community. We must continue to fight the perpetuation and normalization of Islamophobia and racism in all its form. White supremacist terrorists must be condemned by leaders everywhere. Their murderous hatred must be stopped." Now note that she addressed the Muslim community and she mentioned Islamophobia. Meanwhile, after the horrific bombings in Sri Lanka over the weekend, she wrote, "On this holy weekend for many faiths, we must stand united against hatred and violence. I'm praying for everyone affected by today's horrific attacks on Easter worshippers and travelers in Sri Lanka." Easter worshippers? These were Christians, Christ worshippers, Jesus worshippers, Christians. She can't use the word, but she eagerly used the word Muslim community and Islamophobia as it related to the attack in New Zealand. But Easter worshippers instead of Christians. And you might remember that on Easter Sunday, it was Google who couldn't bring themselves to do any Christian-related Google Doodle or any reference to that holy day at all. And it was Barack Obama, aka Barry Soetoro, who after the New Zealand shooting tweeted this: "Michelle and I send our condolences to the people of New Zealand. We grieve with you and the Muslim community. All of us must stand against hatred in all its forms." What a hero, because after the bombings in Sri Lanka, Obama tweeted this: "The attacks on tourists and Easter worshippers in Sri Lanka are an attack on humanity. On a day devoted to love, redemption, and renewal, we pray for the victims and stand with the people of Sri Lanka." Note, he doesn't say that he stands with the Christians in Sri Lanka. He calls them Easter worshippers, as did Hillary. I assure you that no Christian on this planet who is a true Christian is worshiping Easter and its pagan roots. They're worshiping Jesus Christ, who rose from the dead on the third day and provides redemption and salvation to any man or woman who believeth in him. Not that Hillary Clinton or Barack Obama could bring themselves to say so. They avoid the word Christian and Christianity, as does Google, and Google owns YouTube. So it's little surprise that I got this community guideline warning today, and they did note that it's just a warning, not a strike, but another similar offense will lead to a strike, and a second strike, and a third strike, and they take my channel down. So what I was forced to do as a result of this is go in and make private any of the reporting or interviews that I've done regarding the shooting in New Zealand. And that's how YouTube chills speech and slowly but surely erodes our cherished First Amendment. That's it for today, guys. So much more to come this week. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks for your support. And for real news 24/7, visit us at sgtreport.com. God bless. Bye-bye.
I personally believe that Julian Assange will be very well looked after, and they will deliver him to President Trump. But let me tell you something now, they will not dare harm a hair on his head.